Hello friends and welcome to another Heroes of the Storm quick match game. On the left team, the blue team, I am playing Abathur. On my team I have Ling Ming, played by Kementari, Ragnaros by Anapants, Hagar by Pain User, Junkrat by Baked Potato. And on the enemy team, the red team on the right, we have Sergeant Hammer, played by Rasta7322, Tracer, played by Carnivore, Abathur, it's a mirror match, played by Condolf, Samuro, played by Brewmaster, and Artanis, played by Nicolo. Alright, mirror match. What I mean by that is we have the same hero on either team. So in this case, it's myself and the enemy Abathur. So I usually wait to kind of pick a talent to see what they pick first, so I can kind of counter that. Looks like he's going to go siege build on this 2-lane map, so I have chosen to go hat build is what they call it, which means it's a buff for the symbiote. See this little Abathur icon on top of this enemy here? That's the hat we call the Abathur hat. So you can shoot spikes, you can provide shields, and do some healing for whoever you're on top of. So for me, I'm on top of Ragnaros. I usually like to go on melee heroes so that I can get full value out of the spikes, because they have to get close to enemies anyway, so my spikes have a limited range. I can shoot them out. So the talent I've chosen is to have my spikes that go out in all directions fire more often, but also have a greater range. The enemy team has a Sergeant Hammer. This hero has a huge range, as you can see this red circle around her. She's able to do a lot of siege damage, but she's kind of vulnerable because she has to stay in this siege mode. And Junkrat is an amazing counter to Hammer. You can just basically throw these pop-up mines behind her and bump her towards us. And he's got a huge range as well. Artanis does the old switcheroo on Junkrat, gets him in a vulnerable spot, but he's able to pull away and get to safety of our walls here. Alright, I'm laying a huge trap of mines here, hoping that as the enemy team comes to check out this camp over here, someone gets taken out. We'll see how that goes. Alright, we do need to deal with Sergeant Hammer. Ooh. It's tricky. You just basically have to dive. But like I said, Junkrat is an amazing counter to Hammer. He's just able to, from the safety, he even has I think a greater range than she does, because you can just shoot these mines at her, these bounce mines, or grenades I mean, and just kind of keep doing damage to her. And I think Junkrat can even choose a talent that, like, every time he hits a hero, like, that damage increases, so it's a perfect counter for Hammer, who has to just stand still anyway. Oh, that was an amazing bounce into the mines. Not quite enough to take out Tracer. But now they are aware that this is a dangerous spot. So the enemy Abathur is dropping lots of mines over here. We take the siege camp down here. Looks like we have a really competent team of players. We have an amazing Ragnaros, awesome Hagar, and great Junkrat, all doing awesome damage. Alright, the Immortals have popped up. This is the Battlefield of Eternity, if I haven't mentioned already. The objective of this is to destroy the enemy Immortal and protect our own. Whoever destroys the other ones first then fights down the lane for us to take out the enemy. We quickly decimate half the HP of the enemy Immortal, and once we get to halfway point, the Immortals kind of shift positions here. Now they're on the left and right circle. So we're quickly trying to take out the enemy Immortal here, and the enemies are trying to take out ours as well. Now, even though the enemy's not going to take out theirs before ours, most likely they still have an advantage to take out as much HP as possible, because however much HP is left, that provides a shield for our Immortal. So as you can see, we have almost a full shield plus full HP for our Immortal now. So he's charging up for battle, and he's going to go to the top lane indicated by this little circle cross here on the mini-map. So he's going to pop up here in just a second and work his way down the top lane. Alright, we're at level 7, but as you can see I haven't chosen my level 7 talent yet. I usually try to see and wait to see what the enemy Abathur chooses. If he goes mule, I always have to go mule as well, just to kind of maintain that competitive edge and repairing our buildings. I'm just going to wait to see what he chooses first. Whoa, Junkrat gets taken out, unfortunately. But our Immortal, now that shield is gone, is taking damage to his HP, but he's doing incredible damage to this tower here. They have level 7s now, and I can see that the enemy Abathur did choose the networked Carapace, so he did not choose Mule, so I take that, which I feel like is a big advantage to our team, because if we take any damage, we're able to like repair up these towers. I drop a repair bot right here. As you can see, it's going to heal that up slowly. And that means all damage to towers on the enemy team is permanent damage. There's no way the enemy team can heal this up. So we just gotta keep poking at it until it's all gone. I'm really liking what I see with our Hogger. He's doing a great job of knowing when to attack, knowing when to pull back. Just obviously great player with this hero. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So our Titans did a little switcheroo with Junkrat, but he dropped tons of mines along the way. I think he can choose a talent where if he gets stunned, he drops a lot of mines, so that's pretty dangerous. I die the best, that's true. He did die, but he took out 2 heroes in the process with his dropped mines, which is awesome. Alright, Hammer's playing a little bit more conservatively, playing more defensively, rather than being too aggressive. Hogger dives in. Might be enough to take her out. Nice! This Hogger's awesome. I'm really liking what I see. Good job, Pain User. Alright, the second set of Immortals have popped up. Nice. Ragnaros chose the Lava Wave, one of my favorite talents in the game. It clears out the entire lane of minions. It just puts a lot of pressure on an entire lane, and the enemy Abathur didn't notice it coming and gets fried. The poor slug gets roasted to a crisp.
I must take up a new position.
Alright, I'm providing a symbiote hat to Hogger, and that'll help him attack faster and provide some shields and healings to him. Perfect for just doing quick damage to the Immortal here. Alright, looks like we have an entire full shield as well. So as our Immortal starts charging up in here in the middle, as you can see, this white bar on top, that's his shield before he even gets to the HP. So we're going to do a lot of pressure on the bottom lane here. There's lots of enemy heroes on the top lane. I think they're just going to probably ignore the push down here and try to take ours. So this is what we call a fort swap. They're going to try to take ours while we take theirs. Oh, I also forgot to mention, Li Ming is also an awesome counter to Hammer, so just by luck of the hero choices, Hammer can't do much against Li Ming and Junkrat. Oh, unfortunately, Hogger falls there. But he does soften up these heroes quite a bit. Gets a lot of damage out of them. Samuro hearths back to try to defend the bottom, and it looks like they're going to take our top fort. And yep, there it goes. Oh, maybe. Hammer decides to hearth back as well. You know what? If they I should have taken this out completely. Alright, I'm heading over here to try to see if I can heal this up. That was perfect timing for the lava wave. I gather some experience globes, and I drop a repair bot. You know, if they just hit this like 2 more times, it would have taken this fort out. But now I'm going to heal it up as much as I can. Hopefully keep it alive. Alright, we take the top siege camp. These little goats with spears. Ragnaros is sneaking around the back because he knows Abathur is here somewhere, so he's going to see if he can try to get a sneak kill. Alright, we take the top fort. So we have constant catapults on the bottom lane because both forts are taken out, and we have periodic catapults on the top lane because one of their 2 forts have been taken out. We have an Abathur clone coming. Which one did I choose for 10? Let's see. The Monstrosity. Okay. Usually for a 2-lane map, you'd probably want clone, but I chose Monstrosity just so I can maintain a symbiote on my allies. Junkrat, what happened? Come back. He's hanging out. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, Samuro saw me. He knows I'm here, so he's trying to take me out. I slither away to safety just in the nick of time, and we are able to secure a kill there on Samuro. Let's just consider that bait. It all worked out, right? All part of the plan. Alright, Ragnaros is right here trying to take this bruiser camp over here on the left. Alright, we have pretty good control of the map here. We're pushing the top lane to their final wall. We have a lava wave coming down the bottom. They kill my monster! Alright, we're here in the middle now. Nice. I didn't know Hogger could go through terrain like that. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, the Immortals pop up. We are trying to take down theirs. And the enemy team's trying to defend. We are 1 level ahead, which means we do a little bit more damage than they do. Oh, it's getting close. Ragnaros falls. Li Ming is getting low. Oh, she falls as well. Okay. So we're not in a good position here. We lost 2 heroes. But our Hogger is doing awesome. I'm providing some shields on him. We are hunting for Samuro. Ooh. We're pushing way in on that bottom lane. Okay. I could have phrased that better, I think. Alright, the Immortals are at half HP. Oh, Samuro tries to hurt the way, but we do not allow that. I'm all out of that one. Alright, got some bouncing back and forth. I love the pinball effect of Hogger. We are going to probably take this out. Hammer is doing a ton of damage to our Immortal though, so Ragnaros is going to try to go deal with her for a bit. She retreats away. And that might be enough of a stall to take their Immortal. Looks like it might be. We're getting close, getting close. Oh, almost there, almost there. Yes, okay. We take their Immortal. Unfortunately, Ragnaros sacrifices himself for the cause. But Hogger is not going to allow that. He gets revenge. The clone of Abathur pops out, so we have 2 Artanuses attacking Hogger. It's going to be enough to take him out, though. Especially at level 17. I think we have now the Adrenaline Boost shield that I can provide, which gives you quite a bit of movement speed advantage. Li Ming falls, unfortunately, to Samuro. But while everyone's fighting here in the middle, our Immortal is going uncontested, taking out a lot of the walls and towers here. Here comes another lava wave on the bottom lane. clears all that out, so we don't have to worry about that too much right now. Alright, the Immortal falls. We do probably about a sixth of the HP damage on the final fort there on the top lane. Ragnaros is going to take this camp to put more pressure. Hager's kind of stalling, trying to keep them away from the camp. Ooh, oh! Oh, okay, we get the top camp there. Hager falls, unfortunately. But Artanis is looking for some revenge. He does see me when he does the little swap there, so they know I'm right there. Artanis, I feel, took the wrong ultimate ability on this map. Whenever you're facing an Abathur as Artanis, you probably want the laser, whatever one of that one's called. Because if you throw that on Abathur, that's an instant kill. You're unable to get out of symbiote mode fast enough to avoid dying, so... but that's just my opinion. Alright, the enemy Abathur, like I said from the beginning, did go the Siege Locust build. So they're trying to get some permanent damage here on the bottom lane now. And now he's dropping a bunch of Siege Locusts, which makes late game pretty dangerous. So, as you can see, they quickly took out our fort in full health with just like one attack. So, if we ignore this too long, or if we let the game go on too long, they're going to whittle us down if we're not careful. Got some awesome team fights going on here, but their enemy Artanis is really strong. They lose 3, we lose 1. That's a really good trade. Hammer's now doing some siege damage on our top lane here with the help of Abathur, dropping a bunch of siege locusts. We're going to lose our top fort as well, but you know, if we focus all of our energy, yes, as I mentioned before, verbally, I'm letting my team know, like, we gotta end this soon, this siege will destroy us. So we lost our top fort. Junkrat knows the Abathur's up there somewhere, and the enemy Abathur is being smart and hurting to safety, so he escapes just in time. But we gotta focus our efforts on the Immortal if we can. Not sure what's going on here. Ragnaros drops another lava wave on the top lane to clear the way for this Immortal as soon as we defeat him. I'm trying to put some attention pressure down here in the bottom. So I burrowed over here, dropped a few locusts just to get the hero's attention to kind of come down here and avoid taking out our Immortal. Abathur clone pops up. Artanis drops his blind ability. Take out the clone. Take this camp. Enemy Abathur dropped down here again, dropping even more locusts on our bottom lane. We're able to take that out pretty quickly. He slithers back. Safety. Still being pursued by Ragnaros. And he hurts back to the safety of the Nexus. Alright. The enemy forts have all fallen. We have done 20% permanent damage to their core, and like I said, the enemy Abathur did not choose the mule talent, so there's no way to repair that up. We can keep picking away at it. We might be able to get it. We're doing tons of pings down here because we know the enemy Abathur is down here somewhere. Take out his nest. He's being very pesky. He's drawn a lot of our attention. So Augur comes in the back door. Li Ming takes him out. Ooh, he almost burrows away. Not quick enough though. Alright, that's going to give us a reprieve from the siege for a second. Now that Abathur's down for 50 more seconds. So if we can keep putting pressure and keep maintaining map control, we might be able to end this soon. Alright, we rightfully assumed that they were trying to take this camp up here, and we are trying to contest that. They got a little greedy and gave 2 lives for that camp. Not a good trade. Oh, Samuro takes Ming, but we take him in exchange. And all they have left right now is Tracer to defend the entire base. So we have camp pressure on both lanes, and I have the monstrosity pushing on the bottom as well. So hopefully we can just quickly end this now. Ragnaros, I can't remember what this form is called, but he basically becomes a tower and has a huge range of dropping fireballs everywhere. Take out the shield. Now we're doing permanent damage, down to 60%. That was a great last team fight, and this is going to be enough to end the game. So let's take a look at the talents here and the stats here. Just want to take a moment to thank everyone who played this game. Thanks for playing. You guys are the ones who keep the game alive and keep it fun, so keep playing and keep being kind to everybody. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Maybe Whiff Wolf will join us on the next one. She usually plays Alexstrasza. Give a shout out, Whiff Wolf.
Hey,
Alright, thanks guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.